So in this video, I'll be talking about the non-lucrative visa. Now this is for people back in the UK or anybody that's outside of the EU. If you're retiring to Spain, this is probably the best option. Now don't forget also, this non-lucrative visa is only for staying in Spain for a year. You can't work at all. You have to apply for something else. So back in February, I made a video and I called it Retire to Spain After Brexit. Now in that, I told you the process of it. I'm not going to go through any of that again because you just have to watch that video, because I don't want to make this video too long. But what I will say is I did say something about you needed £2,000 a month to live off. Well, I think I got that slightly wrong. So if it's your first time visiting my channel, my name is Sean. I've been living out in Spain now for over 5 years. I live in the southeast of Spain, the Costa Calida, the Murcia region, just outside the lovely town of Mavron, not far from the port. Also, don't forget to check out my playlist. There's loads of videos on there you can watch, guys. Also, please check out my social networks, which is Twitter, Instagram, my Facebook group. You're most welcome to join my Facebook group. I put all the up-to-date information on there, and not forgetting TikTok. So we're talking about the non-lucrative visa. Now what I will say straight away is, guys, this is just a guide. I've got no qualifications, and as always state in a lot of my videos, especially when you're buying property, always seek correct legal advice. This is just a guide, give you a rough idea. Now one of the things I did mention in the non-lucrative visa was the amount of money that you need to show and live off, and I said you need to live off €2,000 a month. Now apparently it sounds like what you got to do is have so much in your bank account to prove that you can support yourself for that first year. Now what it worked out is, I can't say this is the exact figure, but this is the figures that I've managed to pick up. And I've got to thank a guy called, I wrote it down, David Waters. He gave me the information on that video, and I've got to thank him very much because he's actually going through the process of it, and it seems like it was going pretty well for him. I haven't heard since, but it sounds like he's given me some idea. Anyway, what are you got to have if you're a married couple, you know, man and wife? You're going to need a minimal of €34,000 in your UK bank. You have to prove that to the Spanish consulate. So that doesn't mean you're going to have to, I think it worked out as €2,000 a month to live off. So that's not so bad, because obviously you've already paid out for your health insurance, which is a fair old whack out of your monthly fees. Obviously I would imagine most of you are going to be buying a property, so you haven't got to worry about that. Obviously there will be other little things, and depending on your lifestyle, on the type of property you'll be buying, will affect your monthly costs. But I would suggest you got to keep that $34,000 in your account, because I think the following year it doubles for some reason, so it goes up to 68,000. But like I always said, guys, please check out the information. This is just a guide. Now the other thing is actually the costs of the visa. Now the visa itself costs £516. Now all this unfortunately has to be done in the UK. You can't do any of this process in Spain. It has to be done in the UK before you come to Spain, because you have to prove and show your visa, which will be in your passport, to the Spanish authorities when you arrive here in Spain, especially if you're staying over 90 days. So it costs £516. Now what, let's get his name right, David did say was it is non-refundable. So for any reason they refuse it, you won't get that money back. So, and what he did say is all about timing, because you've got 90 days to apply for this visa, but he did say it can turn around within three weeks if everything goes well. Obviously at the moment that might be a bit of a problem, obviously with the COVID. He said with the police clearance it takes 2 to 3 weeks. That costs £55. Now I presume that's £55 each for each person. Then it has to be legalised at the Foreign Office, and that takes 2 weeks. and that's £34 each. And the same process will go for your medical certificate. Now, your medical certificate, I presume, is you proving that you're well-being. You're not dying of anything. So you're physically fit. Now, that obviously would come out also when you're applying for your health insurance, which would be a Spanish health insurance, which you've got to pay out for a year anyway. So if you can't get a health insurance, then you're not going to get your medical certificate. So anyway, that costs £34 each. Like I just said, you've got to do it within 90 days. Hopefully, it can take within 3 weeks. What he did say was the Spanish consulate is very helpful in the UK. It gives you plenty of information. Now, the one that I will put below the video anyway, he used the Manchester Spanish consulate, and it does sound like that you actually got to go to the consulate to finalise your visa. So just remember that, guys. So I'm hoping that is some use for you guys, because it knows it's a big expense, paying all this money out at first hand. And I know there's a lot of you out there that want to come to Spain, and it's so annoying. Obviously, before the Brexit, we didn't have all this, but that's the way it is. And it's been like this for many years. It's obviously the same for the Americans and other people that's always been outside the EU. It's not just something they've just made up recently. It's something that's been going on. But hopefully, especially with this COVID, that the Spanish government will relook at these sort of things. But I can't say will that ever happen. But I would imagine, I'm hoping it will happen, because it is a little bit off-putting. And obviously, getting all this done within 90 days. But anyway, I'm just giving you this information. Hope it's some use. Now, hopefully, in the next month or so, I'll be doing the Golden Visa. Now, the Golden Visa is a total different kettle of fish. Obviously, you've got to pay out a lot more money because you've got to... but you can actually come to Spain with the Golden Visa, and go through the process then. But obviously you have to buy a property, and the property or properties has got to be over 500,000 euros, and then you automatically get your Golden Visa. Obviously, the criminal record thing has to be proved, the medical certificate has to be proved, and you have to have a private health insurance, and you still have to have a minimal amount in your bank account, which is 34,000 euros, to prove that you can live off that within a year. But if you can afford to buy £500,000 property, I would imagine you've got a lot more in your account. But anyway, I will do that in a couple of months' time, because I'm working with a company, with a golf resort a bit further up from where I live at the moment, and they're building £700,000 properties. Hopefully it'll be some use to some people. Anyway, as I always say, guys, got to keep watching. If you don't, you miss something. And as I always say, stay safe, and catch you next time.